So what we have here is the X-Mix system. We are also really excited about this presentation. This is a 6-channel mixing, complete mixing system. We have EQ, pan, volume, mutes. Then we have 3 sends with stereo returns, individual outs. It's basically what we have here is conventional mixer that you will have a desktop mixer, but brought to Eurorack. Also, with this mixing system, we are releasing the new version of Hexa VCA. Hexa VCA is being out of stock for a while. This is the reason why it was not available. The Hexa VCA, it's also connecting to the mixing system with an internal cable. So the 6 outputs of the Hexa VCA comes to the 6 inputs of the mixer. So like this, we have kind of a complete mixing system for the modular. Now, why this idea? Basically because we tend to perform. We go abroad, we travel with our synths, and traveling with an extra mixer or relying on the mixer to be on the spot where you will be performing, it's not convenient. Maybe they have a mixer only with one auxiliary send, or you never know. So like this, we have our whole system on a contained environment. Our dream from Befaco was always to have like a whole system of us, to have all sort of modules that will suit for a complete Befaco system, and we are getting there. Yeah. We are getting there. So this is basically the idea and the why of this.
And I really like you showed me, it's very performance orientated in terms of the mute switches at the bottom as well. Could you show us?
Sure. What I can do is now I gave you the overview, so let me go deep.
I'll hold it.
Okay, let me go deep to each of them. So as I said, the first, the entry point, it's the Hexa VCA. The Hexa VCA is 6 VCAs. That had a response potentiometer. It took us a while to release it because we wanted to have a response curve from exponential to logarithmic. So we have the full range of responses on one pot. So now it's fine-tuned and it's working sweet, and it's gonna be released hopefully in 2-3 weeks. So this is ready to go. So this is like the entry part of the mixing system. Then about the mixer. So what we have here is 6 channels. Each channel has a very aggressive EQ. It's inspired by the Rodec mixer. So it's really aggressive on the cut. When you want to cut the bass, it's gonna cut. You have the panning and the level and the mute. What we have done with this mute, we did a backroll system for the mute, so it's clickless. It has a slight release, but it can be even musical. So yeah, so basically what we have is like the mute, so the on, and then the nice thing is that it has like momentary. So all of them have this momentary thing, so it gives you the chance to actually play with it. It's as I said before, this is really oriented for the performance. It's a performance mixer. So as you can see, we don't have clicks, and give us all this. So as I said, so we have like the bass, and then we will kill the bass. You can see that it's really sharp. Really sharp. So this will be.
Yeah, that sounds really nice.
Yeah, we're really happy on how the EQ turned out. So, and then the panning, and then on the master we also have a general EQ. This EQ here for the master is softer. It's not as aggressive as this one. It's just to give it this little twist to your mix. It's again, it's oriented to performance. When you are on site, you need to tweak a little bit depending on the room. This really helps. Then we also added a little smooth compressor here at the output. It's not really aggressive. It's not a limiter from a band, from a bar, but it has a small compressor there to avoid these little spikes that might kind of, and if you are performing on a place with a limiter, will kill your sound. So that will help.
So you can really maximize if you're going for a system with a limiter. You know that you can get a level, and then you're not going to be bursting through it.
Yeah, well, you know how limiters work, but we are trying to help control your mix, to help control your sound by channel and adequate to every situation.
And then, so the thing that excited me when you first showed me the pictures of this, because there's a lot of Euro rack mixing systems out there, but every time, you know, there's some great options, but every time I look at them and I think about the effects that I want to use, they all have like one aux send. So I was very excited to see this. Tell us.
Yeah. Yeah, it's we also were feeling this lack of auxiliars choices. You always can do it yourself, but with other models. But we wanted to have in our mixing system, we always need to have like minimum 2, and 3 is perfect. So yeah, what we did is we had this expander. The initial idea of the expander was to have the auxiliars, and then we added more. So as you can see, the expander, it's meant to be on top of the mixer. So instead of having an horizontal setup, we have a 6U setup. It's like expanding to 6U the Euro rack. So like this, you have your channels like this. So it's like a mixer. You have your channels, and in each channel you can work like this. So you have 3, as I said, you have 3 sends with stereo returns, and you have a selector here. To select if you are coming back from the modular or from the external wall. So you can route your sends to external effects and then come back and tell the system that you are coming back at line level. Then you have like the pre and post EQ and fader outputs in parallel, because well, we were gonna put a switch to choose from pre and post, but why a switch? You put another mini jack and then a crossfade sound. You say how much is going to the pre and post. And then you can see here we also have these 6 individual outputs in quarter jacks, because well, we also felt this need. Sometimes what you want to either record your setup on channels, or maybe you want to send the channels to a technician on the room, so the technician will help you with the mixing on the room. Then we have balanced out, and we have headphones. Well, here you can see we also have the PFL that will send the channels to the headphones with a mix control that you will be listening to the mix and part of the PFL. And I think this is it. I think those are the main features of the mixer. And also, well, I can say that I'm mentioning all this, and I'm overexcited because I truly need this. So this is basically, I think it happens to a few of us designers that we are kind of selfish. So we are trying to find the ultimate weapon. We have this conversation. We all have this conversation of what will be the perfect synth. No? The size of it, if it's portable, if it's not. The ultimate weapon has a mixer, and this is the mixer we all wanted to have, and well, now it's here. Well, not now, but almost there.
You know, people might look at this and think, oh, that's not a DIY product, but of course it is. It's a Befaco product. But you were saying that there's some surface mount, but that's already been done.
Yes, and no. The mixing system is 100% through hole. It's they are gonna, well, both all of our products are DIY focused, so our main thing is DIY, so we focus on the DIY. Also then we assemble and we sell assembled and we have the PCBs, but our thing is kits. We love to make these kits for people to enjoy the process. So these two are 100% through hole, but the X-Mix VCA, they do have SMD in there. We wanted to minimize the size, but yeah, because of this curve, the circuit is more complicated, so our decision was either to have like a bigger VCA or to have a smaller VCA with some surface mount components. Anyway, our initial idea is to, as we do with VCO or Rampage, it's to solder the SMDs and provide the kits with the SMD solder. We are, at some point you have to make a decision on what's going to be your main target, and we see that there is a blooming new wave of DIYers that are starting, so we prefer to put things easy for the newcomers than for the hardcore ones. So we also try to please everyone, but let's say that right now we took this decision, no, to solder the SMDs.
And if I'm guessing if people really want to do the SMD themselves, then they could buy the plain boards from you anyway.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Thank you. Thanks a lot for that.